Welcome, Hastings, to the Tales of Love. We're here to meet some couples in town and get their stories of how they met and how they proposed and the wedding, and then also get some tips on their marriage and having a good relationship, and also throw some fun questions at them too. This time around, I have the pleasure of speaking with the Langenfelds, Andy and Mandy. How are you guys doing?
Oh, good. How are you doing, Tom?
Doing great.
And
we have a couple others with you here.
Yeah.
Noah and James.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for those 5 people that are watching this that are not familiar with you guys, because you guys are pretty. Yes. Tell us a little bit about your background and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, we met. When we met, I was working at the high school as the theater guy, and Mandy was working at Our Savior's Church as the youth director. So, and she played in the music in the praise band. So I was her sound guy. So I was running the sound. I had my headphones on, and I was going person by person. And I got to her channel, and whoa, hey! And then I looked up and like, hey, all right. And then the best part of the story, I think, is that Mandy asked me out on a date and got my phone number. And then we went out on a date, and we were actually married a year and a week after that day.
Wow. Yeah. So you beat Andy to the punch then, huh?
I did. My motto that year, I have a motto every year. That year was practice bravery. So I wouldn't have normally asked a guy out. I was pretty shy, but at that point I was like, I have to practice bravery, so I'll see what happens. What can I lose? And I'm really glad I tried.
And it was 2004, 2005, 2003. 2003. Yeah, it's been, yeah. So.
And tell us about that first date. What'd you guys do?
It was our first date was kind of a quasi date because we went and listened with some friends of Mandy's to blues up at Famous Dave's.
Okay.
Yeah, and we danced and all of that stuff. Yeah. So,
wow.
and I think I still have the shirt I wore. I wore this atrocious. It was 2003. So I had big spiked hair and like big spiked red and white hair. And this awful blue cowboy shirt that I still have. So it was pretty awesome.
Well, maybe that awful blue cowboy shirt is what won you over, right?
She's always had a heart for charity, so so that might have done it.
What attracted each of you to the other? What was it about the other?
What a great question. I'll let you go first.
I think generally, just Andy has a really kind heart, and we had a lot of common interests. Jokingly, on that first date, I asked Andy if you could be a donut, what kind would you be? And,
what was the answer?
A Boston cream pie, because they're tasty. Yes. But then Mandy said that she would be a homemade donut, like one of the proper ones like my grandma used to make. And I jokingly proposed to her right then and there on our first. I said, you should marry me on our first date. And then she did. So, but I proposed for real on St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day, okay. So tell us how that went down.
Well, a neat thing was I did, excuse me, Noah. I did the traditional thing where I drove up and talked to her mom and dad without her knowing about it, up to Evelyn, Minnesota, and asked their permission to marry Mandy.
And how'd that go?
It went very well. I actually got snowed in up on the Iron Range and ended up staying overnight, and so that was fun. But yeah, George and Stancy are awesome.
And all of this was in secret. I had no idea.
Yep. I had no idea.
Yep. And then I made Mandy the ring I was going to propose. I proposed with out of a guitar string because we're both musicians. So I made a ring out of a guitar string, and then kind of had it with me for about a week or two. And then I found the perfect time, and we went to Minnehaha Falls, and I did the whole down on one knee, and Mandy did the whole crying thing, and it was very cute.
Oh,
yeah.
A guitar string ring. We got to see a picture of that.
Yeah.
We'll have to see that.
Yeah.
You're not wearing it by chance, are you?
I'm not. No. I'm actually not wearing any of my rings.
What?
Whoa!
I heard one of my favorite quotes is, some days I forget to wear my wedding ring, but I never forget that I'm married.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
So you guys have been married how many years now?
10.
10 years.
It was
and
10 in September.
10 years. And as we see, we got 2 little ones now.
Yep.
So things must be going...
And a gray patch.
And a gray patch. So things must be going pretty well for you, it looks like, and
Things have been going
you
really
guys
well.
look like a very happy and couple that's
Thank
in
you.
love, and if not, you're doing a great job of acting like it. What do you think are the key? What is the key to having a good marriage and a good relationship?
Oh my. I think one of the little pieces of advice that I always give people who are getting married, Pastor Jim Bazowski gave this to us when we got married, and I think it's really true. He said, through your marriage, you're going to have friends who point you towards each other and friends who point you away from each other. And whether or not you stay married, in a lot of ways, depends on how much time you spend with the people who point you towards each other and how much time you spend with the people who point you away from each other. So I think that it takes a community to stay married. And so for us, we've had some really great friends who have pointed us towards each other. I mean, as you know, I've stepped away from Black Dirt. A lot of that clarity and just really getting to the priorities that are actually important as the ones that just you think are important came from this group of guys I meet with every other Sunday night, and this group of women that Mandy meets with the other Sunday nights.
We got an explorer over there.
Exactly. So I think that our friends and family basically just be really intentional about who you listen to when it comes to it, because there's a lot of people, even well-intentioned people, who will accidentally point you away from your spouse, and you just got to continually, like, if you have friends who are like, Andy, you're being stupid, go home and apologize to your wife. Like, that's a really good friend, a really good friend. And we have friends who, or maybe or vice versa.
Yeah.
So we're just so blessed to have that, to have people who have done that for us, and I think that's how that's why we sit here today, between God's grace and our friendships. Or else we'd be in a very different place today without that bravery and those friendships, the bravery that comes from that faith in God.
In the
and those
same way
friendships.
that there's that saying that it takes a village to raise a child, I think it does take a village to support just unions of people.
Any sort of covenantal relationship.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's a great tip. That's a really great tip.
Yeah.
Now I have some fun. Random quick fire questions. We can rip right through these.
Okay.
And each of you will have an answer here.
Anarchy's going to break out in about 30 seconds.
There's about 30 seconds. I know we got two little ones here.
But that's
What
great.
is your favorite gift from the other? The favorite gift you ever got?
Yeah, gifts aren't kind of our love language, but you go first. I can't think of one.
Initially, is last year on my birthday, Andy secretly gathered like 10 of his friends and did a long honeydew list all around our house.
We did
without me knowing
48
it.
honeydew items in 6 hours. Wow. Or 4 hours. So I surprised her with dinner with her girls group, and then my guys group and a group of folks worked in our small little house for 4 hours and blasted out a lot of stuff.
Well,
that was really fun.
A home remodeling project.
Yeah, we
that
did our
was
own
secret.
extreme
It was so wonderful.
Wow.
honeydew
Walked
makeover.
into this clean house with all these little projects that I had been hoping for for years. All completely done.
Wow. Well, a lot of guys I think watching us right now are saying, "Well, thanks a lot, Andy. You're just making us look. Thanks for making us look bad. Thanks for raising that bar."
Like, this is great. Don't tell my wife. For me, thinking way back, Mandy, when we were engaged, Mandy went to Africa for 2 weeks, and she made these little envelopes, and I opened a different envelope every day for those 16 days or so that she was gone, and so that was a really meaningful gift to kind of just have that every step of the way. Way back when.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who's the better cook? Who's the cook?
Mandy's the better cook, but I'm the
You're a creative.
I'm
cook.
a creative. I mean, you
creative.
can imagine, yeah. So
when it goes well, it goes really well.
Are we
Who's
talking
the
like
better
trying Kool-Aid with mac and cheese creative, or what are we talking?
mac and cheese, that's the canvas on which I paint. Yeah. So I've done Mexican mac and cheese, Oriental mac and cheese, I've done every mac and cheese. I like to mix it up.
Nice,
But
nice.
yeah, I like my whole cooking philosophy is if you don't put enough spice in to really taste it, then you won't know how it tastes. So I get very carried away. And Mandy is a beacon of moderation and harmony. So, so we balance each other out well.
That sounds like a good
Don't
balance.
we, Wally?
And in the spirit of Valentine's, what is your favorite? Favorite Valentine's Day memory together?
I like spending Valentine's time.
You do? Who do you
Yeah.
like to send him to?
Isaac.
Isaac. Your buddy Isaac.
Oh.
Your best friend Isaac.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, little buddy cards. That's great.
Honestly, we don't make a huge deal
I
out
can't
of a
think
day.
of, yeah.
Well, maybe I'll ask it that way. What do you typically do for Valentine's Day? What's your tradition, or if you have one?
We don't have a tradition.
No.
No, we just
Perhaps every day
is Valentine's Day. It's probably not, but
I think we usually just cook something special at home. I know
Yeah.
last year that's what I did.
is it? Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, gifts and that whole type of thing isn't really our love language. So, and we've been so dang busy with Black Dirt. Usually I've been doing dinner theater and stuff like that. So this year will be kind of our first Valentine's without that responsibility. So we'll see. Yeah, and one year I was up in Duluth. We did something awesome, but
And I think
yeah, we're vets, man. We're not like you're not talking to two lovebirds. Like, we've been at this 10 years, man. we had children one year for Valentine's Day. No, I'm just kidding.
You know, speaking of your children, how has that changed your relationship?
Oh, you've
having
noticed
kids?
them.
I've noticed it. Yeah, just a little.
A lot of people don't actually know. Yeah, it's a whole different.
change.
It's a huge change. I think for me, it's helped me grow from kind of being a young adult to a man. I think that kids can, if you let yourself, if you let them shape who you become, it can be one of the biggest blessings you'll ever have in your life. I see a lot of guys struggling with that, to just conform to the job description of being a dad. But if you can do it, and I love it, it's so great. Yeah, and it's fun for us to be a family of 4. We talk a lot about that with the boys, that we're our own little community of 4 people living together, just trying to honor each other and stuff. What do you think, Manny?
Yeah, I think if you're talking on the theme of love, parenthood just broadens and widens that love in ways that you don't expect. Because you start out with the love of 2 people and then it just gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And there's challenges with that, but
Yeah.
but even that makes you grow.
Yeah. I think with the big thing too is it's made us have to be more intentional about our time and our, really making that so it's first our relationship with God, then our relationship as a married couple, and then our parenting. And that's really, and then work, so that's something I think you don't get, we'll never be good at, like perfect at, but it's what we're working toward, so. Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you for your time today
Yeah,
and sharing
thank
your
you so
story.
much.
That's very interesting to hear all this.
Thank you.
And thank you, Noah and James, for you guys doing really good today for the interview. And you're going to be famous
So you're
now. You know
welcome.
that?
Do you have anything you'd like to add, Noah, about love?
So, what's your favorite thing to do?
Well, now you're interviewing Tom.
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite thing to do, Tom?
My favorite thing to do is interview little boys like you. Because you never know what they're going to say.
That's true.
You never know what they're going to
Do you
say.
believe him?
Yes.
Noah, could you look at that camera right there and thank you? Say thank you. See you next time.
To see you next time.
Yes.
See you ninjas.
Have a very happy Valentine's Day, everybody.